Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second episode of the Big Mac and Tasty Show. I'm Big Mac. I'm joined by Tasty. Kano. Big day today. I know, you know what? I was gonna ask you how you doing, but I say we just jump right into it. How are you feeling about the Cowboys today? What are the vibes like?
Um, Vibes are okay.
Okay.
Um, they're okay. So I woke up this morning, made a really good breakfast sandwich.
Ooh, what was on it? What was on it? Important
Uh,
facts here.
Important facts, pepper jack cheese, 2 eggs scrambled.
2 eggs. Ooh, one for the scrambled over fried.
Yeah, 3 slices of bacon, 2 were on the sandwich, 1 on the side, and then I
Mm.
put a hash brown.
Oh, gas.
And it
On
was
or on the side?
on the sandwich.
Oh, what a power move.
Yeah, yeah. And then I put a lot of people are skeptical about this, but I'm kind of getting on this vibe. A dabble of Chipotle mayo
People are skeptical of Chipotle mayo. That's like one of
because
the
they think
greatest
of
things ever
no,
created.
on a egg sandwich.
I mean, people eat hollandaise sauce. That shit's gross. And
Yeah, so
like you can put Chipotle
I
mayo
I
on.
listen, I've
It's an aioli.
adapted. Yeah, and an aioli. I've adapted and I really enjoy it, to be honest. I think it's great.
Hell yeah.
So I made that breakfast. I went to the gym,
Mm,
got a good sweat in. And I just been chilling around, just doing stuff around the apartment. But I feel good, and I
mm.
feel good just because I I feel good because I thought we had to play the Bucks
Nope.
because I did not think that the Eagles were gonna
Gonna
collapse like
choke.
this, and I would have felt differently if we played the Bucks because I think the Bucks are going to upset the Eagles. I stated last pod,
I agree.
and I think that the Bucks are a better team than the Packers. Jair Alexander sprained his ankle in practice. The only thing I'm really actually scared about is Jordan Love just airing the ball out to Christian Watson, who's too fast,
It's a quick boy.
and and Aaron Jones running all over us like his brother. Sorry, like his counterpart in Buffalo did. James Cook ran all over us.
Mm.
I don't know why I
His
thought Aaron
counterpart.
Jones and James
You're
Cook were
thinking of
brothers.
Dalvin Cook potentially, like noted,
Yes.
very similar guys, Aaron Jones, Dalvin Cook.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean, they
too
came into the
similar.
league at the same time, maybe not even.
Well, they were both in the same division for so long, so that's why I was kind of thinking that.
Sure, yeah, of course. I mean, I just think it's fate that Cowboys they get set up for greatness. The Eagles' historic collapse at the end of the year against some softball teams, the Giants included. Um, and they I don't know. I think the Packers are one of like the Packers and the Bucks, two of the hottest teams in football right now. And we remember the last time that you guys played the fucking Packers, in the
Yeah, but that was
playoffs.
different because it was Aaron and
Is CD gonna drop it? But Jordan Love's better than Aaron Rodgers. That guy's a bum. Got himself kicked
yeah,
off McAfee.
but he got put back on
I know,
McAfee's.
I know.
So
Yeah,
I
that
don't know.
was that was
That was
interesting.
weird. Was that just me? Or was that just weird?
They're like, oh yeah, season four is done, but he always comes in to chime in on stuff. I was like, all right, like I don't know. You had every excuse to not deal with him being a shithead, but
Yeah.
hey, I don't know. I don't want to get into it. I like McAfee. I like his show.
Oh no, we are
Um,
huge McAfee
Huge
fans on the
McAfee
pod.
guys. And it's just Aaron
Um,
Rodgers, not the biggest fan. Not the biggest.
so if fans want to know, so our original plan for this pod was to do a live pod during the Bills and Steelers game.
Yeah.
I actually have CBS on my TV right now. I'm looking on it, and they're replaying last year's AFC Championship game between the Bengals and the Chiefs.
Okay.
Don't know how I feel about that. I wish they just played. I wish they just didn't did like more of like a 3 hour analysis on the Cowboys game and the Lions Rams game rather than replaying this. But nonetheless, it's pretty interesting. But nonetheless, we got some games to recap from last night.
Big
Alec,
surprise.
I want to make a point that I actually made an effort. Actually, not an effort, sorry, but I boycotted Peacock.
Oh, I hate the cock. I
Yeah,
I I refuse to watch the cock.
so I did not watch the game last night on Peacock.
Me neither.
I watched the replay this morning,
I didn't do that, but
but I watched the replay this morning, but I did not watch the cock last night.
yeah, I kind of felt like both games when like I could have seen what happened, but I didn't think it was well. Like I could have pictured tech both teams blowing the other team out, but I just didn't think that was what was going to happen. I thought Joe Flacco was not going to all of a sudden be geriatric. I thought he was going to show us something. But hey, I'm
Yeah.
happy that the Stroud boys stood up and took control, took command. And then we've said it all season. The fucking Dolphins so fraudulent. Like it's insane. They are on Cowboys tier and on with fraudulence. They can only beat bad teams. They just look like dog shit against.
They
good
actually,
teams.
I will
It's
say, like
crazy.
they did not look good at all. Just from watching
No,
the highlights, they did not look good at all. Um, I think that I think the Ravens are kind of scared right now.
I don't think they are. No shot.
Okay, I take that back. I think they've been more scared if they played the Browns because I think that defense could stop that offense. But I do
Yeah,
say this, that I think they're a little scared just because of I did not think that the Texans defense was better than what they shown. That was a
yeah.
very good defensive performance yesterday.
Mm. But I also I don't understand the split. The Browns at home, number one scoring defense, on the road, number 32. How the fuck does that happen?
That doesn't make no sense to me.
It makes no sense. Are they
Yeah,
like stealing the fucking play calls at home? Do they have some shit set up
yeah,
to
no,
just steal the other team's shit?
that's some
It's
Patriot shit
insane.
right there. That's some
Hey, somebody's got to look into it. Somebody
Yeah, that's crazy.
do
We
some
also have
digging.
to we also have to note my last year Heisman uh my underrated Heisman player last year, Will Anderson, looked fantastic yesterday.
Yeah,
He looked really
not a
good.
Heisman, but
He's not a Heisman, but he looked
no,
really, really damn good.
it's like Syndergaard didn't win MVP or Cy
No,
Young
no, no,
didn't win
no,
Cy
no,
Young.
no. It was a disclaimer when I said it, but nonetheless. Yeah, no, that was crazy. He looked like he looked good, and Nico Collins
Mm-hmm.
looks good. Dalton Schultz looked really good. They are working with okay, so Tank Dell's out obviously, but
He's out, and
they're
Noah
working with
Brown got hurt.
Noah Brown did get hurt. They're working with like if you really think about it during the season for the Texans, they're working with three rookies
Mm-hmm.
on offense. Tank Dell, CJ Stroud, obviously, and then Xavier Hutchinson from Iowa State, who was last year a finalist for the Biletnikoff, which, if anyone doesn't know, best receiver in college football.
I didn't
So
know
he was a
that.
finalist for that. So they're working with three rookies on
Very young
offense,
guys,
practically. Very young offense. That guy Bobby
brand new
Slowick,
coach. Mm-hmm.
that guy Bobby Slowick, the offensive coordinator, give him a job.
Genius. He's
Give
gonna
him
get
a
a head
job.
coaching job, 100%.
Like he's got to get a
It's all
job, dude.
him. Because fucking, I mean, what's his name? D'Amico's a defensive guy. Like, I
Yeah,
don't think he's got much to do with the offense. And that offense
that's
has
a
been
great.
cooking with no one, with
You also got
bums.
to think too. That division. Okay, Trevor Lawrence didn't make the playoffs this year,
He
but
choked
that division next year,
wide
CJ,
open. I don't know.
T Law,
Bum.
AR-15,
Goat.
Goat, and
My
then
goat.
I don't know what Tennessee's gonna do because
Bum.
I don't like
Nothing. They're
Levis.
dead.
Nothing. I
They're
think
dead.
right now they're kind of. But let's say, they do go out and they get a quarterback, Tennessee. Who?
Who?
I don't know.
Who?
But let's say they do.
I don't
Let's
know.
say they do.
What's
I don't
their
know.
pick? They have like 10 or something, don't they? They can't even, well, I
No,
guess they could get like McCarthy.
they're like 8, I think.
Mhm.
But like I keep everything. Okay, so this is another thing that doesn't make sense. I know that we're on like a AFC South tangent right now, but I was listening to something about this whole thing with Tennessee. They're in shambles. Okay,
Oh, of course.
but doesn't make sense to me that I just found this out 2 days ago. The kid that they drafted last year, whatever the last name is, Slawowski, he was the best tackle in college football
Oh,
from
Peter
Northwestern.
Skoronsky.
Zoronsky, yeah. And
Yeah.
they played him at guard the entire year. He only played guard.
I think he was just I don't know if he was the one, but there's guys that play tackle in college that their arms are too short. They can't play tackle in the NFL. So I don't know if he was one of those. Like there's people when they do mock drafts now, they'll be like, this guy played tackle in college, but he's gonna move inside because he just doesn't have like arm length, the reach to deal with the NFL DNs. I don't know if that was him or if they were just like, fuck it, throw him at guard. But
Yeah.
I know that there are some guys that again only play tackle, and then it's like, well, you kind of have to play guard because you're just not big enough. I don't know enough about him, but I know he was supposed to be a good fit with them.
Like every mock draft has Tennessee taking another tackle, and I'm like saying to myself, like, why would you go get another tackle when you just took one? And then I looked at it, he only played guard every game this year. He played guard, and then I listened, and then just so happens, they're listening to you on TikTok. The next TikTok I looked at after I Googled this, it was the GM explaining to like media people why he played guard the entire year. And it was because in going into the draft, they said to him, you will play guard and tackle. But it was kind of the same situation we were explaining. They said you'll do both, but he only played guard.
See, I wouldn't want to play guard. You have to like pick one or the other because it is very difficult to flip between positions on the line. It's not like, you just gotta block people. You have to know assignments. You have to it's an entirely different skill set facing D tackles versus DNs, which is I mean, I faced it on a much smaller level, but in the NFL, those you're talking about blocking Vita Vea versus blocking Nick Bosa. Like those are two entirely different skill sets. Yeah. So I think it's better to learn one or the other, not flip flop, but I don't know.
Yeah. So just to reiterate for this week's picks, we both have the Rams tonight.
The Ramily.
We both have the Ramily tonight, and then I'm with the Cowboys. You're with the Packers.
I think it's fate. I think it's fate.
Understandable. I mean, listen, a lot of people, I've gotten calls, I got texts all morning being like, how do you feel? Blah, 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 blah. And I said in our group chat, every game from now until we go to the Super Bowl will be the biggest game of my life.
Well, yeah, that's
for this year, because this is the year. And I'm not just saying
this is it's always the Cowboys year.
I'm not just saying that because I am a delusional Cowboys fan.
Sure.
Schematically, like the storyline, you have offensive player of the year candidate, MVP candidate, defensive player of the year candidate, coach of the year candidate. Right there and then.
Coach of the year. Yeah,
right. You have to.
No, you don't. No, you have to consider him. McCarthy is not winning coach of the year. Are you fucking kidding me?
He's not winning it. I'm not saying he's winning
it. He's not a candidate.
He is a candidate.
There are countless other coaches that go above him. Fucking Stefanski, Steichen, D'Amico. Those are three. Right off the dome piece, those are your three finalists right there. McDaniel should win over him. Shanahan should win over him.
I don't think Steichen should be a candidate.
Why? With Minshew, he almost made the fucking playoffs.
I don't know. I mean, he didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, but he elevated his team far above what it should have been.
How can you not give a guy consideration for coach of the year when he has three guys in the running for the three biggest awards in the league?
None of them are in the running. Dak isn't winning shit. CD might win offensive player of the year. That's entirely possible. And then Micah, I guess, but Micah's not going to win it. It's going to be Garrett.
Doesn't matter the winner. You have three guys in consideration.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Who gives a fuck? Yeah, because in spite of his lack of talent as a coach, those three are there's so much good players on the team. It doesn't matter who I could coach them and they do well.
Well, we have a bunch of guys in consideration for awards. Dan Quinn is leaving after this year. He's going to Seattle. Writing is on the wall. You are going to Seattle, Dan Quinn. So he's going to be gone. He's going to be gone. Tony Pollard probably. We can't afford to sign Tony Pollard, Tyron Smith, Curse. We're not going to be able to. We have so many free agents. We can't sign them all. Plus, we have to sign CD, Dak, and Micah.
I thought Dak had a contract.
So he does have a contract, but they have to. I think it's like the extension. Yeah. So you got to do that. There's so much in line. This is the team. Like we haven't had a team like this. If we had Trayvon Diggs, I would actually just book my flight to Vegas, buy my ticket now, like get ready, like we're going.
Nah, Trayvon sucks.
I'm staying humble. I'm staying calm, cool, and collected. I will not talk any shit to any Packer fan that I know. I will not be putting any money on this team. I'm staying calm, cool, and collected, and I'm just watching good football. This is the year.
I'm excited for our recap in the next episode,
Yes.
whenever we end up recording it.
So let's transition into some MLB just because of the fact that there's nothing going on in the NHL. There's nothing going on in the NBA.
I mean, there's some stuff going on. Marvin Bagley just got traded.
Oh, for Danilo Gallinari. Like,
yeah, Celtics legend Danilo Gallinari.
Two of the worst teams in the league making a trade. Like, there's nothing going on.
And then just a vibes trade.
And then the obvious, like, we all talk about it.
Worst take ever.
College basketball is just fucking horrendous.
That's not true.
There's just too many transfers.
Too many transfers. Look at the fucking college football portal.
There's too many transfers.
Every single person in college football transfers. Will Rogers transferred to fucking Washington and is back in the portal already. Oh, there's too many transfers. Too many transfers.
There's too many transfers.
There's not too many transfers.
There's too many transfers, and there's too many good guys.
True.
Okay, this is my whole thing, and this is not on the itinerary, but I'm going to get into it now. It's not that it's not just too many transfers. There's too many good guys in the league in college basketball that I'll name 4 right now: Bacot, Dickinson, Edey.
You hate Zach Edey.
Okay, I hate Zach Edey, but listen, those are 3 great players. Oh, and I'll throw in R.J. Davis. R.J. Davis and Caleb Love. 5 guys right there. They've been in college football for fucking 3 years. No, don't say anything yet. So those guys are really, really good players, right?
At the college level.
Okay, yeah, at the college level. So they're gonna go to the NBA draft, and they're gonna get drafted, and you're never gonna hear from them again. So
because what are they? Are they 7-foot tall bums who can't take a fucking jump shot to save their life?
But this is my thing about it, Alec. And I will say it until the day I die. The G League ruined basketball. Ruined it. The Ignite team ruined college basketball. Because you have guys, if you look at the top 4 picks right now, 3 of them came from the Ignite team, and then one of them's from one of the Australian teams. Because somebody from the United States wants to get paid, and they want to go play basketball in fucking Australia, like LaMelo Ball did. It's the stupidest shit in the world.
Why?
It's so fucking
Let the boys get fucking paid.
I'm not saying you can get paid in college. There's no reason for you to go to the G League.
Not as much. It's not guaranteed.
But you go. Why have NIL, Alec?
It's for the fucking college football players. Nobody gives a fuck about college basketball players for NIL.
Well, Hunter Dickinson just got a deal. Hunter Dickinson just got a deal. Kansas.
Well, because he's in fucking Kansas. What is the guy at BYU supposed to do? Jimmer Fredette was in the fucking college right now. You think he's getting NIL? No, he's going to go fucking shoot threes. He's going to be electric. And then he's going to go to the goddamn Shanghai Sharks.
I don't know. Well, that guy from fucking St. Peter's, the white guy from St. Peter's, went from St. Peter's and got a Buffalo Wild Wings deal. And now the kid's at fucking, where'd he go? He went to Bryan, and nobody's ever heard of him again. Doug. No one's heard of Doug again.
I know, because he's not it's not a Cinderella story anymore. He's at just Bryant. They probably suck.
The point around this is that gets me so angry about college basketball is that there's just Ron Holland, okay? Ron Holland was supposed to, okay, exactly. Who? Ron Holland was supposed to be a key contributor. He was the number 2 or 3 prospect in basketball last year. He was supposed to go to Texas. He was supposed to be the next player. He didn't
fuck with Texas.
He was supposed to be the next best player to go to Texas, best prospect to go to Texas since Miles Turner. So we went
Miles Turner sucks.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Texas is not a really good basketball school. KD and Miles Turner
should be
players. So he was supposed to go to Texas.
Trey Mitchell.
The Ignite came in, took him, and now he's projected to be the number 1 overall pick. Nobody's heard of him ever again. And the only reason why I know about Ron Holland because I'm a Texas fan. Hook him forever. So
because he's making more money to play basketball, and he's going to be a number 1 pick.
It just doesn't make any sense to me. Why would these guys go to the Ignite? Why would these guys go to Australia to go play to get paid when this whole big thing for years was to be, we're gonna make NIL.
But that's not for college basketball. It's for football.
College basketball.
They have some, but it's nowhere near as much as it is for football.
NIL isn't just a college football thing. NIL is for everybody.
It is. I know it is, but you get so much more money for college football because that is the sport. That is the revenue sport. That
Then
is a
why? Okay, so then
cause all the other
why
sports.
in women's basketball is that guy Paige whatever from UNC, Angel Reese,
They're not
fucking
making
Caitlin
nearly as
Clark?
much as some bum in fucking college football is. I guarantee you, they're not making nearly as much.
I am telling you, Caitlin Clark is
Well,
making.
that's because Caitlin Clark is going to be the best fucking player ever in the WNBA.
But Alec, all I'm saying is if she's getting paid like a college football player might be, or a
I don't
lower
think
level
she
college
is.
football player is, why isn't
Because
like
she is
what?
the best player in college basketball at the
This doesn't make
women's
any
level.
sense to
You
me.
can't
This
be
doesn't
some
make any
like
sense to me.
you can't
This
be
doesn't
like
make
the
any sense to me.
50th best fucking college basketball player and make the same amount of money as goddamn I don't know Spencer Rattler or whatever is making.
I'm not getting into this anymore because I'm gonna lose fucking
It just
hair.
doesn't make sense. How
It
can you
does
hate
make
us?
sense.
How?
It,
What is so bad about guys not having the skill set to play in the NBA and then going elsewhere to do it?
well, this is my thing. Is it okay? So you think about it. The basketball Heisman is what's the John Wooden Award.
The Wooden, yeah.
The Wooden Award. Okay, ready? So if you win the Wooden Award, doesn't that solidify you as the best basketball player in the country? Correct or incorrect?
At the time, I mean, I guess.
Okay, so
And the best college basketball player at the college basketball level. The
yes.
NBA is an entirely different game than college basketball is.
So okay, so you were the Naismith, you were the John Wooden Award winner, or the Heisman Award winner. So Jalen, so let's do it from last year. Last year the Heisman was who? Who won the Heisman last year?
Last year?
Yeah.
Was that Bryce? No, that was the year before. I don't who did fucking
Caleb Williams.
Caleb. Oh, last year. Yeah. Okay.
So Caleb Williams wins the Heisman, right?
Jaden.
So you put Caleb Williams, who's the
that guy
Heisman.
Sucks.
Okay, but no, it doesn't matter if he sucks. He's the Heisman Award winner from last year. Then last year for the basketball, I don't know who won it. So let's say, for example,
I didn't know who won the college football. I didn't know who won the Heisman.
For example, who won the John Wooden Award? Let's put an example. Zach Edey won, right? Why is Zach Edey staying another year at Purdue? Why isn't he going
because
to leave?
Zach Edey sucks at the NBA level. He can't shoot a basketball, and you have to be able to be a stretch big.
He's 7'3".
It doesn't matter.
He doesn't need to shoot.
Yes, he does. In the NBA, every single position needs to be able to shoot and defend across the floor because that is the modern NBA. He cannot defend a point guard. He could not go out and cover fucking Donovan Mitchell, Steph Curry, whatever. He is not that like much of a defensive presence.
My whole argument about this is that the fact that we have college basketball players coming back for fourth, fifth years that are supposed to be the next future of the league.
No, they're not.
No, they're not. The next future of the league is getting drafted in the second round, and you hear from them for one fucking game of the preseason.
No one has ever advertised Zach Edey as being the next player of the league. He is just a very good college basketball player because he is 7'3", and that is it. He is big.
Why are we promoting very good college players? Why are we promoting the next LeBron?
I haven't heard shit about fucking Purdue this year. They suck.
I don't know. I'm getting into it.
We are getting into it. We weren't going to get into it, but we got into it.
We got into it. But let's get into the topic at hand.
The MLB.
The MLB.
Yeah,
some shit going on.
Garbage
we got free
league.
agency. We got free agency. Alec, I want to hear your thoughts on the Red Sox because
I hate them.
We haven't heard much about them. We haven't heard
bullshit. It's so fucking asinine the way they chose to run their team after winning the World Series in 2018. It blows my mind. You bring in Shane Bloom, and he did exactly what the fuck you wanted. He rebuilt the farm. We have a top farm system in baseball. What does he get for that? They fired his fucking ass. It makes no sense. All of a sudden, there are reports coming out that he was ready to fucking make some moves this offseason, sign some guys, make some trades, make some shit happen with the farm system that he built, but they fired him. And so they had to bring in Breslow, who's another fucking nerd from Yale that thinks, he's supposed to be like Shane. And guess what he's done? Fucking nothing. He hasn't spent money. He hasn't made trades that are of any significance. He's traded Verdugo and he traded for fucking Tyler O'Neill. All right? I don't give a fuck about those goddamn moves. Why can't you do something meaningful? Bring in Montgomery. Bring in Snell. Do something.
Who was the biggest free agent that they've signed this year?
Biggest free agent.
Didn't they just sign?
They signed
But then,
Giolito. That is their only
but didn't they
signing.
just? Who is the other person that they just acquired? They just made a move
They
recently.
got Vaughn Grisham is probably the best MLB ready player. And
Oh,
we just gave up Chris Sale, who was our fucking ace, for
but I
Vaughn
don't like.
Grisham.
I
I don't
don't
think it's a
hate that.
bad trade. I don't hate it, but you like I don't know. You had Shame ready to fucking make a splash. Shame probably would have brought in fucking. Well, I don't know if he could have got Yamamoto. Yamamoto's probably going to the fucking Dodgers regardless. But he would have made the fucking push for Montgomery, for Snell, for fucking anything. But instead, we've got another year where fucking Fenway Sports Group, John Henry has set some arbitrary budget below the goddamn luxury tax. He's too busy trying to fucking buy more Liverpool teams, move a fucking NBA team to Vegas. He's saving all his money for that shit. He won't spend on the fucking Red Sox. If you're not going to spend on the fucking Red Sox, sell the goddamn team. We're
Yeah,
fucking tired of this shit, man.
I keep seeing more and more stuff of he keeps doing a lot of stuff for Liverpool.
Liverpool, he wants to buy a team in Vegas.
Yeah,
It's
I keep
the
seeing this stuff
Penguins.
about he's like I keep seeing tweets on like John Henry's doing way too much with Liverpool, and they're like Liverpool's not
They
even that
wanted to
good
get
this year.
Mbappe. They were like, oh, he's going to spend up for Mbappe.
Yeah,
Of course,
but
not
like
happening.
Mbappe is not going there. He's like probably gonna go to Real Madrid.
I think it's already confirmed, isn't it?
No, not officially confirmed, but like he's like 95% of the way going to Real Madrid. But like as an outsider, Alec, like I look at the Red Sox and like you said, like they drafted Marcelo Meyer,
Great prospect.
who's supposed to be who is being compared to Manny Machado at the hitting
He could
aspect of
be.
it. Who that's like his player comp. But like you look at it, ever since they won the World Series, they haven't had a healthy starting rotation.
Oh,
Sale hasn't been what he was. And he
no,
even admitted it. He
he
said it. He
admitted
goes,
that.
which
I
is
saw that
I gave a lot of
podcast.
respect. I give a lot
Hmm.
of respect to him that for
And I'm
admitting
gonna
that.
miss him.
Are you?
Absolutely. I
So
still
who's
think
your
he could have turned it around and
so
made
who's
some
your
shit
five
happen.
now?
Right now,
Who's
I
your
think we're
one?
our one is Bello right now. It's gonna be Brian Bello, Giolito, probably Cutter Crawford, Pavetta's probably gonna pitch, and then I don't know who the five is. It's probably somebody I'm forgetting at this point. I don't know if Hauk is gonna be a starter, Whitlock. Like those guys should be in the bullpen, but they might have to be starters.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't think we've gotten anybody else that I'm missing. No,
I mean,
like
I just look at
starters. We
the
could have gotten Shota, but no, we had to get outbid by the Cubs again. Now we're not going to get Soler because they won't fucking sign him. He's going to go to the goddamn Blue Jays and hit 8 nukes against us next year. It's just like we are no longer the Boston Red Sox. We are the Boston Athletics. Like we are satisfied with mediocrity. They're just going to sit back on their hands, fucking make $1 billion because the concessions at Fenway are insane, and
yeah.
they're happy to take their profits, and
I mean, I just
it's
think of I look at
frustrating.
the Red Sox and I just say to myself, like, the whole big thing last year was, the whole big thing was it last year? The whole big thing was no, 2 years ago. Sorry, the whole big thing 2 years ago was we need to sign Devers, we need to sign Bogarts, we need to do something
Yeah,
with JD Martinez. Okay, so you should have traded Bogarts because you knew you weren't going to re-sign him. So you should have got prospects
yeah.
for him.
I
JD
don't know how much you
Martinez,
could have gotten.
JD Martinez, you kind of just let walk. You didn't really do anything, and then you signed Devers. So
Yeah,
realistically, like, okay, yeah, you give Price the Chain, who has done a really good job, not taking away
he.
from his prospecting.
Yeah,
But if you look at it from the outside perspective, Grislow just got Von Grisham, who's going to be a very good shortstop for them.
he's gonna play
Or
second, and he's mediocre. I mean, the guy was
who's
still
playing
in AAA
shortstop?
this year. Story.
Oh yeah, you do. I forgot your story. But um, I mean, like you got to think about it. Like you had three guys that were up for a deal. One of them you should have at least traded to try and get something. I think you could have got something for Bogarts.
You could have gotten something for both of them. The only thing that I think Chaim did wrong was the 2022 and 2023 deadline. He was too timid. He either should have bought and tried to improve the teams, or he should have sold off and traded away JD Martinez 2 years ago, Adam Duvall last year. Like you could have got something for those guys
Is
that
he responsible for
on
bets?
no, that was I mean he made the trade, but that was because John Henry wanted they were not going to extend
But is
Mookie.
he responsible for what came out of the trade for bets?
They got what they could. I mean, I guess, yeah. I
I
don't
mean, when
think
you
they could
think
have
about it,
gone.
their
I think
return for
everybody
him,
saw Mookie Betts was going to expire and hit free agency.
but if
That's
you look
what
at it, like what they got for Betts wasn't great. I don't know.
wasn't
Like just looking at
amazing,
it,
but again, I don't think they like. I think he got what he could, and I think Connor Long's a really good player.
from an outsider, I mean, like I just think that what the Red Sox are doing is just like you said, they're not spending money. They're going more on the prospect route. And I don't know, like I don't think that they're gonna be dead last and I
I
don't
think
think
they
they'll be
are.
dead
I think
last.
they will.
You think?
Absolutely, I think they will. If the team, if unless they add like Montgomery and Snell, I
I don't think they get
absolutely
either
think they're
one.
gonna. I don't think they are either. That's what I'm saying. I think they're gonna be last because I think the Yankees have made significant improvements. As much
Yeah.
as well, we could talk about your favorite pitcher. The Orioles are obviously the Orioles. I think the Rays. I mean, the Rays might be on the back foot, but they're never going to come in last just because they're run so well. And
Yeah.
I think the Blue
Maybe.
Jays have held pat, and I don't think I think the Blue Jays will be fourth place, but I think we're pretty handily the fifth place team
So
again
you
in the
think
division.
so you'll agree with actually no, I know I think about it, I do agree with you. I think it's gonna be, and you can agree
It's
to
just it's a
disagree.
tough division. I mean, there's not much you can
Orioles,
do.
Orioles, Yanks, Blue Jays, Red Sox.
Well, where are you putting the Rays?
Oh, sorry. Orioles, Yanks, Rays, Blue Jays, Red Sox.
Probably, yeah. I think that's likely.
I mean, I'll touch upon the Yankees real quick. I mean, listen, Soto, great trade.
Great.
I great trade. Nothing wrong with it. I think Mike King is the only thing that I'll say I'll be sad about because what Mike King has
Yeah,
meant for the Yankees the last couple of years was great. But
he's a
like
reliever.
we talk about it every year. Like we talk about it every year, and Tyler's really a proponent on it. And you know me, I'm a big prospect guy, but you have to trade these guys. And
Yeah,
in this situation, I know Drew Thorpe was the number one Yankees prospect at one point. But you got to get rid of him. You have to make a move in some sort of way. You have to do something. So
yeah.
this was something you needed to do. Now, is he going to re-sign with us? I have no idea, and I don't think he will. But
Who knows?
Yamamoto, he's a fucking joke. Like
I don't think he's a joke. Are you
I
kidding
think he's
me?
the biggest joke in the fucking league, and he's going to
How?
be an embarrassment because you got to think about it this way, okay? Okay, yeah, maybe him and Otani made some sort of fucking stupid ass alliance or whatever the hell he did, but you see how much the Yankees did for him?
They
Tanaka was in the
reserved his
interview.
fucking
They reserved
number.
the number.
That's bullshit.
They gave him the number of money he wanted. The only reason, okay, this is the only reason why he went to the Dodgers is because of Otani.
Because
It
he wants to
wasn't the money,
win.
and he wants to win.
Yeah, which
So
is very fair.
I do not blame him, but he's a loser. I do think he's a loser, and I have all
Nah, he's
respect.
gonna be a winner.
Yes, he's a winner. He's a loser right now, but maybe at the end of this year or next year, he's going to have a ring, and I'm going to be on the other end crying. But nonetheless, we made a signing the other day on the pod. We got Stroman, who I really
Yeah.
do. I liked him in Chicago. I thought he would fit really well in Chicago. But the thing is like he talks so much shit about the Yankees. He
Yeah, he
pitches
has.
horrible at Yankee Stadium. Horrible.
Yeah,
Now,
it'll
granted,
be very
that was
interesting
versus
to
the
see.
Yankees. Granted, it's versus the Yankees, but he's been horrible. I have a huge feeling, and you can think a lot of people may agree with me. You can think one way or another, Alec. It's gonna be like the Sonny Gray situation.
Yeah, where he just can't. It won't work with the
Sonny Gray
Yankees.
was a Cy Young caliber pitcher. He wasn't in the conversation yet. He was young, but the
Mhm.
second he went to the Yankees, he couldn't find the strike zone. Any pitch that he threw was either in the air, out of the ballpark, or hit. But it was hit. He was hittable.
Yeah,
So I think it's going to be a kind of the same situation. Now, if he comes in and he pitches how he pitched last year, Cy Young caliber, then I'll be really happy. The rotation right now looks like this: Cole, Rodon, him, Nestor, and then who the fuck would be the fifth guy?
um, no idea.
I have no idea
Schmidt,
who the fifth guy
Clark
would be.
Schmidt.
Clark Schmidt. Yes, Clark Schmidt. So that's not a bad rotation. I mean, you
It's
have
not
two
bad.
lefties,
It's better than ours.
two lefties. You need Rodon to have a bounce back year. You need Cortez to have a bounce back year.
Nasty nest.
I love Clark Schmidt. I've been a Clark Schmidt guy for a while. So I think that they can work something out. I think that the bench looks good. Trent Grisham was a great pickup.
Mm.
Verdugo, I love. I've always loved Verdugo. And you're gonna get
He's a
Dominguez.
pussy.
You're gonna get Dominguez back mid-year.
Mm.
And then you'll probably have Dominguez in center field. You probably have Dominguez in left field. So you'll have Dominguez, Judge, Soto, and then Stanton at DH, and then you rotate Verdugo. You rotate Verdugo in between the three of them. It gives them flexibility. Now, Alec, I have a question for you before we wrap things up.
Okay.
Besides the Dodgers, who is
Okay.
going to make the biggest surprise next year in the league? I have my pick. You go now.
Okay. I've got two that I think I'm thinking of on different level. I don't know. They're both teams that are going to be interesting to me because like a lot of the teams that I really like to kind of make surprise runs would be like the Giants, the Diamondbacks, but like we've seen that out of them already. I don't think
Yeah,
that would be much of a surprise, much like the Dodgers. I don't know if you had to clarify that.
yeah,
Um, but I think two teams who have made some interesting moves this offseason would be the Mariners, who it's, a tough-ish division out there. They've had a lot of turnover with some of the young guys. Like they shipped out Kelnick, Evan White, Robbie Ray, like all these guys, but they brought in some interesting pieces. Mitch Garver, like they've made a ton of changes, and if they can make it work, they could be a very interesting team. The other one is strictly because their division is like the worst division in baseball. The White Sox have kind of they've made some moves. Like they traded I think it was Aaron Bummer to the Braves for a haul, if I
yeah.
recall.
hmm
Like they got paid for that. I don't know why, but I think they could be interesting. And again, that division is so bad, the AL Central. So I think
Um,
I think they could shock the world.
that's a good one. I didn't really think about that, to be
Yeah.
honest. I also have two. One is not as much a surprise. The D-backs
Yeah.
made a
They've
good
made
move
good
by
moves. Good
made good
moves.
moves. So I think that they made good moves. Like I said, not a big surprise. I think that they'll obviously not going to win the division, but they'll win the wild card, make the playoffs, be
Hmm.
competitive.
Again, just like
Um,
last year.
yeah. Second team. Now I don't know how much you think of it is as a surprise, but I think the Cubs are going to do something.
Maybe
Didn't make the
Bellinger
playoffs
still
last year.
no. Bellinger still hasn't signed, right?
Bellinger's still a
Is he
free
gonna go
agent, and
back?
Dansby Swanson came out and said that they are in talks with re-signing him. They have
Yeah,
money to
I'm
re-sign him.
surprised he hasn't picked a team yet.
So this is my thing. If they get Bellinger, and this is just a stretch on why I think so, but they get Bellinger and they sign another pitcher, you
They already
have
got Shota. They got him to replace Stroman.
Yanamanga,
Yeah,
Inamanga, Shota Inamanga.
so I'm sure. I don't know.
Okay. And you also got Justin Steele, who
Hmm.
who thought that
Cy
he was going to
Young.
be that great? He was a Cy Young candidate last year. So I think if you get one more guy like on the lower end, like I think Giolito would have been a good number 4-3 guy
Yeah,
there. But
he's a guy I like on the Red Sox. I think Andrew Bailey might be able to fix him, but
yeah.
regardless,
But they got a good roster over there. So
I
I don't
agree.
I don't hate it. I don't
I don't
hate it.
either. Again, another kind of easier division, I think.
Yeah. But
Because
before we
Cardinals
wrap
kind of
up,
took a step back and all that.
we just want to shout out Uncle Lou.
Out, Uncle Lou.
Shout out Uncle Lou. Your Mets have done absolutely fucking nothing.
I,
Per
I
usual.
almost I almost put them, but there's so many like the Sean Mania signing. Who was the other one the other day? Fucking goddamn it!
Sean
It was
Mania, and they got Sean Mania, and
somebody that's just so mediocre.
yeah, they just had made a bunch of mediocre signings. They haven't done
Yeah,
anything. So
it's just T's and P's. Your Windows 2026 as Verlander said or whatever.
yeah,
Hey, you've got more hope than we do. It's just a tough division. The Easts are brutal, cutthroat.
yeah, but I don't know, Alec. I think that was a good one.
I think it was good.
My
We'll
last
have
my last piece of this is go Cowboys. We're gonna come into next
Cowboys.
episode. I'm gonna come into next episode either really happy or really sad.
All right, I'm looking forward to it. Well, we want to thank you guys for tuning in. Let us know what you think, and we will see you next time.
Peace.